Today we will be answering a question that probably most of you have. Can nuclear energy really end with humanity, or is it just another conspiracy from the government to implement fear? Well, first of all, let's see what nuclear energy is really about.
Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. Please, follow me. Nuclear energy is the energy contained inside an atom by the forces that holds together the nucleus of the atom. Scientists have learned how to capture large amounts of energy by using this kind of forces that can be then used to produce electricity.
Studying his theory of relativity, Albert Einstein, the really smart guy with the crazy white hair, discovered the mathematical formula E=mc², which I bet you've heard everywhere. But what does this formula mean? It basically means that we can transform mass into energy. Have you heard the saying, less is more? Well, this is a perfect example. We can make with really small quantity of mass a really huge, gigantic, colossal, humongous amount of energy. This is done by separating an atom in a process called nuclear fission.
We decided to dig deeper into investigation. We would find out that nuclear fission is a process of splitting one atom into two more atoms or even more. Let's take this example to the kitchen. If we take an apple, the fruit would be an atom, and the seeds of an apple and the core would be the neutrons and protons. If we cut it, the energy would be released. When the energy is released in a controlled manner, the energy would be used to generate electricity to power your homes. When the energy is released all at once, a chain reaction occurs, causing a nuclear explosion.
The question is, how did we stumble with such big discovery? In 1932, a guy named James Chadwick discovered the neutron, which together with the proton conforms the nucleus of an atom. In the same year, Cockcroft and Walton made the first nuclear transformation. It was done by bombarding an atom with accelerated protons.
At the end of 1938, Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann in Berlin continued with these experiments of bombarding the atom, but instead of using protons, they started to use neutrons, which gave in result new elements, but that was surprisingly lighter. Lise Meitner and her nephew, Otto Frisch, talk about nepotism, working under Niels Bohr, could reach the conclusion that this was happening because a neutron was captured by the nucleus, which caused severe vibrations and led to the atom splitting into two not so equal parts.
Since then, there have been many different scientific wars to see which country develops this type of energy faster. It was just a matter of time before humanity decided to add its own little flavor of evil into the recipe and create nuclear bombs. Who would have guessed? Society threatened by its own inventions.
But there's also a silver lining. Nuclear energy is considered to have a big impact on the environment because if it is controlled and used in a proper manner, it can be used as a clean source of energy. In science, the development has been more experimental since it has unleashed a buttload of discoveries, all of them involving the behavior of atoms and other particles. The impact on technology and social has been quite evident. It has led to so many things like small modular reactor technology, light water reactor technology, space system, etc.
To take care that we don't go too crazy with nuclear energy, there are foundations and organizations that take care of those aspects. One of the most important ones is called the Nuclear Reactor Regulation, and they are in charge of being like the police in the nuclear energy. They make the policies, they make them be respected, and they take care of the environment to ensure the international safety.
Like all things, nuclear energy has its positive and negative aspects. Let's take a look at the negative aspects. Nuclear energy's waste and safe disposal is very difficult and expensive, which means no 3 hours for nuclear energy. Also, local thermal pollution from wastewaters affects marine life. And #save the marine turtles. As we now learned, large-scale accidents can be catastrophic, and when it all comes down to money, costs of building and safely decommissioning are very, very high. On the other hand, nuclear energy produces no polluting gases, does not contribute to global warming, and has very low fuel cost, and its power plants have a long lifetime.
So it really just depends on us. what do we think is more important? It is time for you to start thinking if nuclear energy is really worth it. Thank you and see you next time in Physics for Dummies.